All right, welcome back, guys. This is round 4 of the Hydra Tilt Hartford event, and today is going to be a match, and I'm joined by two commentators, Jared and Rich, and both Sisters of the Flame. The match is going to be between me and France, and they're going to help me out because it's a little weird
Like
commenting.
France?
Yes. It's a little weird commenting on my own match. So the both of you guys were there. No, I know Rich was there, but
I was
Jared,
there.
you
Yeah.
weren't
I,
able to
I
make it.
was I was I was I was not able to attend
You were
this
there
one.
in spirit. So, all right. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. Three, two, one. All right, take it away, guys.
So Andy's on the right. I'm guessing.
Andy is on the right.
Okay.
Obviously, there's no playmat there because he loves getting crap all over his cards from dirty tables.
Wow.
It's his mo.
Yeah. I do remember he and I played the night before, and that kind of upset me that he didn't have a playman in front of him.
Um,
It kind of
since
threw off my equilibrium.
playback is rapid, do we want to look at deck lists real quick and then maybe bump into this while they're shuffling real quick? So we'll start with Andy, who is on Eureka.
Eureka with a lot of spice.
A lot of spice. We got a play set of Ivory Guardians, Mother of God. And what's he doing with those, Rich?
Well, you might have to remind me what Ivory Guardian even does.
Uh,
I know
it's,
it's pro red. It's a 3/3, right?
yeah, it's a 3/3. If you control more than one, I believe it gets +1/+1 for every Guardian above one that you control, and I believe its casting cost is 2 white 4, which is terrible. But he's got
Yeah, it's pretty high.
oh,
But it
place
can't
out
be
of
folded.
place out of Trikes, place out of Sarah. So he's got some good cards in here. He's spicing it pretty hard with the Guardians. He's got
A one-up living plane, which is interesting.
yeah, he's got some serious fun ubs in here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're rolling dice right now. So let's switch over to France's list. He is on a stock-ish white weenie list.
Mm-hmm.
You love to see it.
I like
Four,
4 main deck Repentant Blacksmiths. That's
yeah,
yeah.
he's expecting red, but maybe that's because France also plays red all the time. I love it. I love the one of Hand of Justice up there. Very spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Couple healing salves, full play set of breachers. One of which he's erased the borders on because another textbook France move. But yeah, this matchup's going to be interesting. If Andy's able to pull off a fatty fat Eureka, things could go his way. But sometimes Eureka doesn't do what you want it to. But his mana base is good, and he's got the Miser's Concordant in there too, so he could also be the beatdown. So we're going to see what happens, and we're ready to go.
Let's see it. Also, one thing to note: he also has 2 personal incarnations, Frantz, which is really interesting.
Yeah, this is a personal incarnation showdown here. You see it every day.
So who's going first here? Looks like
So it looks like
he's Mullen.
Andy's possibly mulliganing to 6. Or, yep. So Andy's mulling 6.
I didn't get a full glance. He might have had a strip mine in hand.
So Andy's on the play, drops a forest. Mike goes turn 1, Acacian Javelineers.
Such a good card, Javelineers. It
He's
has
got he's got teeth for Javelineer tokens. So Andy plays plans and passes. Mike swings for 1 and plays another Javelerina.
pretty good.
Pretty good.
And he has
Drop a honey, pretty good against weenie piles.
that's strong. And that's his only one, so good timing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure without looking back, Andy probably has regrowth, so I'm sure he could scoop it back. Yeah, he has regrowth.
Preacher.
Oh, and Mike just openly playing into the drop of honey, which is interesting, but I guess not knowing how many Andy has, not terrible.
looks like he's just going to try to outrace the drop of honey, just keep dropping creatures.
Yeah, I mean, after looking at the deck list, that seems insane, but he also doesn't, know what he's up against. So. So Mike plays another preacher. He's churning him out. He's got threats for days. Little does he know, those preachers are probably gonna be way better after that drop of honey leaves the board.
So he's got bananas here.
Andy doing a little fist pump there. He knows what's coming. Ooh, okay.
Chant.
Disenchant on the drop, and the preachers are swinging in, and he drops alliance. This is big game here from France.
Yeah. He's got 4 damage coming in next turn.
Andy is on Eureka mana though. Okay.
Balance.
Balance is a card.
Brutal. He's got 3, so Andy has to discard 2. Living
You imagine he's got to chuck the planes, and he does.
So he missed a land drop there, right?
He did, but he's got Untamed Wilds. Look at this guy. He loves fixing mana. Andy is never without mana. He's a fiend for mana.
He's never out too. I've played Andy quite a few times, and I feel like I just got him, and he somehow manages to hang on with all the spice and ends up beating me. I can never beat him.
I beat him all the time. He's actually terrible. So don't. I'm not sure what that says about you.
It says quite a bit. It says I need to go back to school.
So Untamed Wilds, fun. France goes Plains go.
I think he has a Sarah in hand, so he just needs 1 more land.
Yeah. Andy Forest Pass. The tension is mounting. Like something's gonna happen here.
I'm surprised he didn't strip one of the planes.
Yeah.
Please do that. There she is.
Yeah. Andy's deck. I mean, he wants 6 to cast his stuff, which means he clearly doesn't have Eureka, or he doesn't have anything useful to put out with Eureka, or he could have all 3 Eurekas in his hand. He probably would have kept that, but you never know what you're drawing to. So Sarah on the board. Okay, here comes the Eureka. He picked his time. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That sound. Post Eureka, we have 2 Ivory Guardians and a personal ink on Andy's side, and a personal ink. Ooh. Swords. So, wow. France with the double plow on personal ink and Ivory Guardians. And he doesn't take damage from the personal ink there because it doesn't go into the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a big swing. He's going to get some life, but France's board is it's thick right now. That Ivory Guardians is looking real lonely out there.
That is, yep, 14 damage coming in next turn.
This is the problem I've had with Eureka. Like, if you don't get that bomb Eureka, very often you're just shot. But then also the same thing that just happened, Ken, if Mike's holding up 2 swords for 3 permanents, and then that
was just unfortunate.
When you dump your hand like that, you're really exposing yourself to the elements. But let's take a look at their sideboards and see what Andy can do to potentially fix this situation. So he's got a couple of tsunamis. We're not going to see those. He's got a divine offering, disenchant. Those are dead. He's got some dervishes. They're completely dead against White Weenie. Jesus, terrible. Ivory Towers, that's probably going to help him. Another drop of honey, he's probably going to bring that in. And a tabby down there. He's definitely bringing that in.
Tabby's the card.
Yeah. So he's definitely got some game. And then France.
He could put in Armageddons, potentially.
I definitely bring in Geddons. He's got 8 1-drops, 2 2-drops. So yeah, he could definitely get the Geddons out there. Maze is a card, and the rest of the stuff looks pretty dead. He's got 4 divine offerings, and I can't tell what that altered mess is down at the bottom. I hate when people do this, but Yeah, so it looks like Andy's sideboard's probably got a little bit more game, but if France
Hmm.
can nail a well-timed get in, sometimes that's just GG's. So we shall see.
How many ivories do you bring in? Is the question. If you are bringing in ivories, I mean, you could just hang back and
I think he probably realizes that Ivory Guardians is horrible right now, so probably I'd bring in all three. Like you want to draw one, so
hmm,
um,
just
and
hang.
that and with the small guys France has in his deck, apart from the Sarahs, he can really buy some time and gain some life before slamming a Eureka and draw enough cards to hopefully get a profitable Eureka down.
Disenchants, he could potentially pull for sure. Andy, make
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't
It
see
looks like,
that.
as far as I can tell, Mike has eschewed Crusade in his Weenie build, which some people do, but Andy doesn't know that, so he doesn't know his disenchants are
That's true.
more or less dead, except for factories, which he also didn't see, if I
Didn't get
recall
it right.
correctly. So,
Yeah.
so at some point they're going to start playing again here, even at 1.5x. It's like, wow.
Mhm. Andy has some big decisions to make here, but it looks like he's ready.
And Mike is drinking Stella out of a can like a savage.
I'm curious to know what that card in the bottom right was.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and blow this up so I can read it. Oh, I think it's City in a bottle. Yeah, it's City in a bottle.
Bottle. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So that won't be coming in.
these people in their altars. It's like it is interesting that Mike. I mean, I guess with the heavy hitters in here, I'm just kind of surprised he played the full set of Moxen. But I guess his curve does top out pretty high with four Sarah, two person link, and a hand of justice. So
Hmm.
I would love to see Ication Town in this deck. Oh, Ication Town, hand of justice. It's just like
That would be something.
chef's kiss. But
Hmm.
he also doesn't have Crusade, so probably less good.
Interesting though that he doesn't have Crusade, but now that I think about it, you're right. Like if somebody plays against him, you'll probably still keep in a disenchant or two, just in case, you know?
Most, I
Expect
mean,
him to be the dead card.
most. It's a hot take to not include Crusade, and I could see it.
Hmm.
It's certainly better, I think, in Atlantic than it is in Swedish because you get better one drops. But you usually see between 2 and 4, and you don't want to see it land. So uh, we're into the game here. France plays turn one Lions, and he goes factory into City of Brass turn two, and then does nothing. Oh, sorry, he was I guess it was second turn Lions, right? Because he's not attacking now.
Which is fantastic start.
Okay, no. So it was first turn Lions. He's not attacking into factory, of course. Okay, and there's Andy's. Look at him drawing that drop of honey like a boss.
Every time.
I'm such a good player.
Oh man, France France bringing the heat now. Plays Repentant Blacksmith, gets sucked up in the.
Now, what's interesting is Frantz doesn't know how many drops of honey that Andy's playing, so he could have brought in a bottle.
I mentioned that game one, and it's like, I mean, it is a fun of, but now that it's a little late now. But if they do go to game three, you're probably gonna see that bottle come in because he doesn't know how many Andy's on
Yeah.
it, and boy is that card annoying for Francis' deck.
Yeah.
I mean, it panned out for him for the Eureka last time, but like that card is
Also, he
it
kept in Repentant Blacksmith, so he probably didn't bring in that bottle.
yeah. Well, no, the Repentant Blacksmiths are in his main deck.
Right,
I
but
don't.
I mean, we'll still bring it in.
France,
Bring in a
yeah,
bottle with the Repentant Blacksmith.
France is not cutting dudes.
Mm.
For get-ins. Maybe he brought in some more Maze since he saw some of the big bangers.
Brought in a maze. Seems good. Franz does have one Sarah in his hand, but it still needs plenty more mana. Oh, there's a Lotus. Boom.
Okay, so he's got swords for Mike's Sarah, but the life totals here. Oh, ooh. Strip. I'll strip my what? When it's good, it's good. All right, so Sylvan's gonna help hedge. Yeah, that's disenchant with Sylvan. That's really good because Andy really needs to get the at least 4 mana here, and Mike's got disenchant the Sylvan with the strip mine up. He's really in pole position here. Uh-oh.
Eureka! Here we go.
No, he's discarding Eureka. He only
Oh
has
my
3
God!
mana.
Yes,
Rich, do keep up, Rich.
it's my first time commentating, but I will get better. I promise.
Yeah. I don't know if you will, to be honest with
I
you.
might not be invited again. There's
Be
that.
nice. Be nice. Be nice.
Do what now?
Be nice.
I'm not. I don't get paid to be nice here. All right. So it looks like Andy might. Oh man, discarding again. Kismet.
Kismet.
Another fun of. And what a card! If only he could cast it. Preacher. All right. Andy's got a chant for the orb. Now, do you think Francis punted a little bit by not stripping Andy out a little bit?
I would, yeah. I mean, stripping City of Brass at this point might be quite good.
His,
I mean,
his deck is so low curve. I mean, maybe he's just waiting to get another threat and slam an Armageddon, and which he needs another mana for. So that would be my guess as to why he didn't strip, because he's probably holding a Geddon. But I'm speculating here.
I've totally played games where I should have stripped, and I forgot that I had to strip on my own side of the board. But I'm sure Frantz is good enough to realize he could have stripped the land, but he chose not to.
Okay, so Andy's got his swords for Mike's Preacher. So the life totals again gaining even more disparity here.
I think probably looking back on it, I probably should have saved that swords, but I was gonna discard anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, you could absorb a couple of smacks from the Preacher, but I mean, do you assume, Andy, if you're playing against White Weenie, that they're running some number of Armageddon?
yeah, they probably run one or two.
Sure.
Frantz
So-
seems very excited about something.
Andy ripped it. Well, he's getting to 4 mana. He just cast it on Tame Wilds, which he's taking a damage from, which is just so bad.
So I have a Eureka in my hand, but
Maybe that's why he didn't strip City. He wants him to keep taking damage.
And Mike's really got him on lockdown here, holding up the strip mine, and with the maze, like Andy really is in mana hell here. Although he's now getting to Eureka mana. The thing is Mike has a lot of cards in his hand.
He has
Are,
access.
are we gonna see it here? He just popped another planes. If he can't, I mean, he can get in even with no lands because his curve's so low.
I think he knows. I think we're deciding: are we gonna do this? Or are we not?
Yes.
We're both like, how good is our hand right now?
Right.
You have
Yeah.
3 Triton now?
And I didn't come here not to cast Eureka, so
Now we're going to find out.
Oh God, maze, just moss to maze. France itinerantly lining up the Eureka, the Eureka cards.
Wow. 3 Triton.
Oh, okay. So
Wow.
yeah. So Andy, this is interesting then. So France now has 2 mazes, two personal links, which are definitely gonna outswing, Andy's lot. But with 3 trikes, so this is gonna be a proper slugfest here. And they both have Sarah, but with Mike with the 2 mazes makes this really difficult. So Andy's gonna have some really interesting decisions to make with what he does with his strike counters. I think is what it boils down to. See, a lot of this also comes down to like deck choices because Mike obviously didn't see Triskelion game one, but most people that play Eureka have Triskelion. So, like, did he bring in some number of his divine offerings to hedge? That's also a possibility.
He just
And
played Healing Salve
yeah,
on for
healing,
strike shoot.
healing salve versus strike is
Yeah,
it's just a beating. Yeah, and he's just blowing up all
ate
the
up all
strike
the
counters.
counters.
Yeah, it's not great, Bob. So he effectively had to drain down 7 of his strike counters to kill that one Sarah because of a healing salve, which is just absolute brutality.
Yeah, and I think I did that wrong. I mean, I should have let each thing resolve. So I would save on my trike counters. I don't think it mattered, and it just would have made my trikes a little bigger, just in terms
Yeah,
of sequencing.
sure. Okay, so he's playing a regrowth here. He's gonna regrow swords for a personal ink. Seems decent.
Yeah,
Again, the life totals here. We're now 33 to 6.
he's gonna need. Yeah, he needs like to strip.
But yeah, it's
I don't know how he's gonna get through those mazes.
it's a real nightmare. Well, my guess would be living plane, but again, Andy's got to draw it. So he chump blocks Mike's personal ink with a shot trike. Andy deep in the tank with the 2 cards that he has in his hand right now.
Mike's gotta be real comfortable. Doesn't matter if he blocks, he could always maze.
Yeah, I mean the situation is grim to say the least.
Yeah.
I think at this point, France was like, I should have mazed post damage to save personal link as a blocker.
Yeah, you with 2, you always do that because all you're really worried about is him getting through with the Sarah. But honestly, he's on 33 life, so like that also doesn't even really matter. So and he takes. Oh god, those city of brasses are really doing work. But another Sarah seems good, so he can start swinging in. So he's got 2 Ivory Guardians. So his Ivory Guardians are now. Do they pump each other, Andy? So they're 5/5s?
Yes.
Or is it other Ivory Guardians?
I think it's other.
Okay, so they're 4/4s.
Correct.
Got it. So Mike's swinging with the ink. Okay, now he remembered how to use maze. Oh, and preacher. Um, preacher is fine because Andy just probably
Oh,
shoots.
but the
The pump effect only
Yeah.
occurs if your opponent has red cards.
correct. Yeah. So they're only 3/3 right now.
Oh, that's what it is. For some reason, I thought it was Ivory Guardians. Got it. So yeah, they're really bad here. So he shot the preacher with his trike. Personal link swinging in again, and France has maze tricks for days. Elected to not maze that time, just to hold up for the swing. And he's got 1 counter left on his trike, I believe, which is probably going to wind up dinking that preacher, I would imagine.
Not that it matters for this game, but the Guardians would have been 5/5 if Frantz had a red card out. Not a 4/4.
Yeah, playing white weenie though seems unlikely. But
Yes,
thanks for that. Thanks for that insight there, Rich.
I'm always here for you, man.
So Andy's tapping 4 mana again. What does this mean? And meanwhile, just getting hosed by his own city of brasses. I don't even know. Oh, okay. Now the game could change. I mentioned this a while ago, but there's the living plane. So his mazes are now also 1/1 creatures. but he did have to use his last strike counter to take out that preacher. But this now becomes a real chess match. So now Andy's got chump blockers for days.
Now, another line that I'm just looking at, I don't remember if I was thinking of this, is I could have not killed the preacher, played the living plane, and killed one of the mazes.
If I was thinking that after you played the living plane, like
Yeah.
if you had that, you had drawn it already when you shot the preacher. I thought, unless you did it during your own upkeep, that wouldn't make any sense. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't remember if I had that option.
I think Frantz just drew again.
So Andy's playing a soaring. Person Link swings in and he blocks with a City of Brass. Mike plays another Javeliniers, which are just so good here. Yeah. And he rips another Ivory Guardians, which in this matchup he just must feel like an absolute fool for having in his deck.
It's a body. I don't know.
Yeah. For 6 mana.
That is done.
Crawl Worm, a little bit better. Just saying. Person Link swinging it again. And you jump in with those mazes really ruined your day here, bud.
Yeah. And he just drew Healing Salve, right? So even if Andy drew a trike and tried to shoot a maze, he can just protect it.
Yeah. Well,
you do one at a time, so that
yeah. No, the trike would definitely be able to take out the problem.
More counters then.
The problem is, it's like Andy's mana base is just dwindling here, and like unless he gets rid of those mazes somehow, real rapid, like I think this is gonna spell the end here. Personal Incarnation is just going the distance. Disenchanting the living plane.
Yikes.
Frantz swinging in with the Personal Ink again. He's going to have to chump with the Sarah here.
Personal Link just unbeatable. And I drew a Personal Link.
You're wrong.
Yeah. Well, GG's.
Game.
Tough matchup. I mean, it's funny because White Weenie is also one of those decks where it can really stall out on you. But Eureka has, in my experience at least, has the same problem. And those mazes out of Mike's sideboard they did the Lord's work over there.
Yeah, those are, it's so hard to deal with.
Yeah,
But,
fun stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff. France ran pretty well. So, but unfortunately we lost. But he
won the tournament. He might have taken it.
Yeah, he ended up. Spoiler alert: he ended up taking the whole tournament. But
did he?
Yeah.
Personal innings.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the end of round 4. I want to thank you guys for helping me out on commentary. Rich, I hope to see you again at some point. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And tune in next time for round 5. See ya.
Thanks, guys. Good games.
Good evening.